All right, guys, let's get started. It's steak night. So I'm not going to stay through for the well, I'm not going to show the potato. I'll just show you how I prepare my potato because it's not that hard. You cut your oven on 400 degrees. You're going to take some oil. First of all, you wash your potato. Let's get that right. You wash your potato. You pour some olive oil on it, rub it down, and then you want to get you some salt. And salt that bad boy decent on the outside. Make sure that salt is rubbed all on the outside of the potato. You roll it up, twist it, it's ready to go in the oven. That's it. Then for the steak, I'm going to prep my steak now. A steak is almost room temperature, but not all the way. So you want your steak to be at room temperature when you cook it, because if you pull it out of the refrigerator and you season it, or even if you season it the night before and then you pull it out of the refrigerator and you put it on the pan, it's gonna look cooked. On the inside, it is still going to be cold. So you want to make sure it's room temperature so that way you get your cook time right. So I'm gonna go ahead and season with about 2 tablespoons of salt. I have a thick cut of meat, so you want to heavily salt the outside. I do also add adobo to my steak just because I just like that flavor. It gives it a good flavor. It is high in salt, so if you have a thinner cut of meat, you do not want to add as much adobo as, like, you know, a tablespoon per side, because you already added a lot of salt. But again, steak can tolerate the salts. I'm gonna hit it with some onion powder, about a tablespoon on each side. Like I said, this is a really thick cut of meat and I want the flavor to get in there. And I'm just not about to play with my steak for y'all. So y'all can say what y'all want. It might be a lot of seasoning, but I like my steak seasoned. I only do about a teaspoon of pepper on each side, and then I do have garlic powder as well. And I do about a tablespoon of garlic powder on each side. Again, I know it looks crazy, but I'm just going to show you the thickness of this steak. Like, it is a thick steak. So I want that seasoning to get in there. And I'm just going to rub it down. I'm going to rub it down. On all sides, and then we're gonna just let this sit. We're gonna bring that to room temperature, and I'll be back for the cook of the steak. And again, leave that out and you're good to go. Alright, so at this point we already have let our steak get to room temperature. The potato is basically done. It's still in the oven, just because I like it fully cooked. I don't like halfway cooked potatoes. And you're going to want to put some olive oil in the pan. I've already got some in here. You want it to get to a smoking point. I'm just going to add a little bit more. You want to get it smoking because we're going to get a sear on the steak. If you do not get it smoking hot when you first put it in, because you want to sear it before you start like actually basting it with butter and stuff. If you don't get it smoking hot and you put it in the pan, it is going to boil. It's not going to have a good color or none of that. So you go ahead. Mine is already smoking hot. You're going to want to sear it evenly on all sides. And so we're going to keep it here for like maybe 2 minutes. It just depends on the color that you're going for. I like mine really seared. You want to move the oil if it's not on there. And then, yeah, that's it. I'll probably cut this part out. I don't know what you guys are going to want me to do. I don't know if the uncut videos that are like too much, like, but I know like some people will want to like see the full step, like especially if you don't know how to cook, or you know, you see other videos but you just want to make sure you're doing it right. I don't know, this is just the way I do it. Like I said, I'll just probably make changes over time as to whether or not you want it uncut or not. So as we let this sear, we will go ahead and just check it. Give me just a second. In just a second. I'm always ill prepared. So, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just check it. I'm using a spatula right now. I'm going to go ahead and flip it. So as you can see, it has that char on it. But trust me, when we start basting it, you'll see the color is going to change and it's going to be a nice, delectable steak. So we're going to probably leave it on the other side the same amount of time. And then again, the darkness is from like all of the seasonings, but you'll see, like, you see how that's moving? It's really just the seasonings, but when we add the butter, it's gonna, you'll see. So we're gonna sear on this side just as long, and then we're gonna do it on this side. See, I have a bone-in ribeye, so depending on the cut of steak that you have, you don't have to have you don't have to specifically have a ribeye to do this. Bone-in ribeye, you can have a T-bone. Either way, you always want to sear the meat before you actually start basting it to get that crust on it. And this side almost has a crust good enough for me, so we'll leave it searing a little bit longer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit more oil to the pan because my pan is hot. So you see how that just started frying in there? And then that's going to help with the actual butter when we add it. So I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'm just going to probably show you how to baste pretty much, because it depends on how long you like your steak, or the cook that you like on your steak. If you like it medium well, it's going to be at a different time than somebody who likes it medium, or, you know, well done. I particularly like mine medium to medium well. Well done steaks are a no-no. See that crust on that? So you want to just make sure you get it. Smoking up the house. But usually when I cook steaks, I just open the window, but not doing all of that. So what you want to do is get you about 2 large heaping tablespoons of butter. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over now. And I like to let it fry like this first before I start basting, because your butter needs to be piping hot before you start to baste it, because it's just not gonna do anything if it's still cold. So it seems like a lot, but it's really not. You'll see once you start basting. And then the oil in the pan allows for you not to burn your butter. I'm using, I can't believe it's not butter, as I always use. So now what you want to do, I like to get it that way in the pan. Once your butter is like boiling, you'll know it's ready. See, right now it's not like frothy yet, so I kind of want to let it, I'm going to put my pan like halfway on the stove, because I don't want my steak to overcook. I want the butter to still get really, really hot, but I don't want the steak to be right directly on the heat. So I'm going to keep my butter sitting there so it gets frothy. Like, see how that's starting to froth? And when I put it on there, it's frothing on the steak. Hold on, let me see. I don't know if I got that good enough for y'all. So I'm going to just show you again. See how the butter is frothing now? And when I throw it on the steak, it's still frothy. And it's still, that butter is hot now. It's almost ready because it's not frothing. It is frothing, but not how I want it. Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and flip my steak back over while I wait. Because you want both sides to be cooked evenly. Now see how the color is starting to be on the steak? See, I should have seared this side right here, which I didn't. Just because I don't want the video to be too long. So you're going to keep that butter side down on the eye. And then now, you see how I'm throwing it on there and it's frothing? That's what you want. And you see how much butter is like not there. It's like kind of behind here. Let me get some. So you're going to just keep throwing and throwing. And you're going to do this evenly, probably like 2 minutes aside or 1 minute aside. Depending on how thick your steak is, you'll keep just throwing it across the entire steak. Make sure you just hit every spot. And that, see how that butter is still on there cooking? That's what you want. If you're throwing your butter on there and it's not frothy like that, that means it's not doing nothing. Trust me, I've had a lot of trial and errors with my steak. A lot of $20, $30 going to waste. You don't want to waste your steak. So you just keep doing this the whole time to your desired cook time. I'm not going to keep it too long. I'll probably come back to show you guys once I let it rest, because like I said, I do like mine medium well. Now as far as the cook time, I can't really, I'll have to see how long I cook it to get it medium well, or to medium. And then I will let you guys know. I will come back once I keep doing this and frothing and, well, not frothing, oh my goodness. basting and frothing. I'll keep doing that, and then I'll come back and let you guys know. But you'll see, you seeing the kind of the results now. But make sure I said you keep the pan on the stove halfway where the butter is on one side, basically getting hot. It keeps sliding. It's because it's definitely a video. I'm trying to show you and make sure it's in the recording at the same time. But this is how you get your nice color on your steak, because a lot of people want to cook steak and want to know how to cook it to where it has a nice color, it looks professional, it tastes good. This is the way to do it. And most of that seasoning that you guys see me put on there is now not technically off, but it's not like slathered on there because now it's mixed in with the butter. And at this point you can also add cloves of garlic. I usually add garlic cloves, but all I have is minced garlic. And if you can add minced garlic, but the thing is it will burn fast because your butter is so hot. My stove is actually on 2 notches above medium. So yeah, I will come back once I'm gonna flip it again. I will come back once I have rested and getting ready to slice, okay? Alright, this is it. I'm really trying to tell y'all what to do. Potato was done, nice and soft. All I did was salt, pepper, butter tonight. We're keeping it simple. And that's steak, okay? They ain't seeing me. They not seeing me. And let me get my, see, the juice done ran all on this fork, but we'll, See, I'm getting to that bone. I gotta cut it this way to get it off the bone. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm really poor at slicing, but y'all see that. Y'all take a bite. And the season too. Perfection at its finest. Alright, y'all. I'm out. Hope you enjoy.